So we got 5a squared minus a minus 6 in parentheses, and then it's subtracting this polynomial that's also in parentheses. And the trick is starting over here, like if we had something like, if we had something like the number 10 in front of that, we'd multiply 10 by everything. 50a squared minus 10a minus 60, right? But we don't. There's nothing there. I mean, you could imagine that there's a number 1 here if you want. So you can distribute the number 1, multiply 1 by everything, and you just get the same thing. But if there's no number in front of parentheses, they just kind of go away. So you just have 5a squared minus a minus 6. But this is where mistakes are commonly made, right here, because there's a negative in front of this entire parenthesis, and that means subtract everything in here. Most students are just going to turn this to plus 3a squared, and they won't do anything with these guys over here. But the trick is that subtraction is in front of parentheses, so subtract all of this. So you've got to subtract this, and subtract the 4, right? Or multiply everything by -1. That's the same thing, because there's one, bag of goodies here, right? So multiply the -1 by this, and by this. So -1 times -3a squared plus 3a squared, right? But here's the key: -1 times -2a. Be plus 2a, right? Right, so -1 times plus 4, -4. You okay with this line? Or
Makes it interchangeable. I don't know.
yeah, I'll circle back to that. So then we'll just add like terms. 5a squared and 8a squared, and 3 is 8a squared, right?
Yes.
And then we have this is a -1a actually, plus 2a, right?
Yes.
So put them together. That's one bad guy, two good guys, plus 1a, right?
Yes.
And then -6 and -4, put them together, what do you get?
10.
Right, -10, right? Good.
Right.
So 8a squared plus 1a minus 10, or it can also be written like this: 8a squared plus a minus 10, right? So another way to understand this is like, okay, if you had, say, we've talked about bags of fruit, 2 apples plus 3 bananas in a bag, and there was a subtract sign there. What that's saying is take away the entire contents, the 2 apples and the 3 bananas, right? Take away all of that fruit, right? Because the negative is in front of the parenthesis. So that means you're not just, so it's like multiplying -1 in here. You're not just subtracting 2 apples, it's -1 times plus 3b, you're also subtracting 3 bananas. Does that make sense?